terms of pairings as a tank top laner with the Enchantresses, Maokai takes a little bit of time to get into the game, but Maokai is really, really strong in that role. So definitely a pick that I'm going to look out for to see how these teams are going to use it, because you have both top laners able to play it, and then, of course, Tarzan has always loved to play that Maokai in the jungle and has been pretty good at it. So option there, too.
Yone's not banned here. I feel like Yone priority shoots through the roof, as Sejuani is the final ban. But for both these guys, I mean, not only has Shanks been stealing away some of Scout's picks, but the Yone for both of these guys has been impeccable. Shanks hard carrying the last game that they played, and the dominant win in their last series is going to get the nod this time. But Scout has done the same, so I wonder if he has an answer in that regard.
Yeah, also curious how early Rel is going to go in the draft now, as currently Jax we picked up by Awa, so at least a pick that can answer Yone later on in the game if need be. And then Ezreal for Peyz. This is for me the champ that Peyz really has stood out for in his entire career going back to LCK CL too. So really big pick for him, and a lot of mobility showing early here for JDG. I think that's going to lead to a little bit less prio on the Zyra, a little bit more prio on potentially a Lilia here for Tarzan.
I would love to see the Tarzan Lilia. There might be some PTSD from times long ago. Maybe a little bit, whatever Lily was picked for Tarzan. But I expect
would take
that
Rel.
Control to have a lot of say in this one as well. Because you can have a really high pace of play on the Lilia for Tarzan. We'll see what the next lock-in is going to be for AL.
The Maokai's a good option. Okay. You can still reach the Ezreal, and this is the matchup where we really started to see Maokai gain popularity in the top lane, being played in the Jax. Still have the opportunity to lane swap really effectively. We all know what Maokai's ult can do. Nature's Grasp is incredibly oppressive when you decide to press R on the map. And now, I think Onus really going to be on JDG when you're going up against the Yone. Going to have to find ways to pick him and play around him. Looks to be the Ahri for Scout and trying to set up for that. But at the moment, anyone's legend, I really like what they're showing. I think it's be you have to find picks on the Lilia in order to take that champion down. And then you have to find ways to slow down Yone. Jax can't do so until way, way later on, and nothing really stops Lilia at the moment besides, I mean, Jax can get in there and then maybe can chain the charm, but opportunity to take a lot of defense here to help that Lilia move throughout. And I think a lot of priority has to be on Rel, so curious to see where that champion falls in the pick ban. I'd probably ban it if I'm AL.
You need some spacing tools. You need something to create some space for you.
I'm banning Rel here. Yeah.
I actually kind of like the Karma ban. Just take away some of that additional poke that you can put down there with the Ezreal. But yeah, taking away any of these kind of wombo combo setups, especially the Misfortune with the way that the Lilting Lullaby works. But you have to expect more of that coming down the line here.
Maybe a Jhin ban here too. Take more setup
Ziggs
away.
ban, you think?
No, not against
AP.
Ezreal. Yeah, not against Ezreal. You can leave it up. I think Jin's pretty warranted to get rid of if you are JDG. Instead, going to be the Lulu. So maybe a little bit scared of a Jinx Lulu coming out. Interesting.
Okay.
And then Viego's. So not worried about the Rel. I think Viego, though, is... I think Viego's actually a good ban. Like, you can just see a reset comp coming out from Shun. Instead, he is going to slam the Lee Sin. You got to believe in the Jhin, and I'm amazed that Rel fell this far in the draft. I think Rel would be a great pickup here for Kael.
And honestly, been a really, really nice pick for him in general. I think that comp would be very nice for AL to have. You have extreme win conditions, but you also have ways to get there.
Ooh, I prefer Poppy this game.
Pretty
now,
awesome
now you dissuade
here.
Rel. You don't want to play Rel anymore.
Everybody on their team has jumps and dashes. Literally everybody. Every single person.
I think that you have to kind of... You can Braum here and eat it. Or, use something like that. I think a gauge is needed, so that's why I'm a little bit against Braum. Even if Braum's pretty strong against the Poppy and lane. But, man, I don't like this draft for JDG. I think it's going to be really tough for them to go in and interact with this comp. You're really relying on Ada and the Lee Sin to get stuff done. Also, for the Lee Sin Ahri to really pressure mid early. And there's just so much more scaling on anyone's Legend side. I really favor them as this game goes on. So I think AL's draft is a lot easier to set up and win this game.
That's been the name of the game so far across all 3 games for AL. It's been easier to execute, but game 2, they faltered. Now on the blue side, with a comp that seems so strong altogether, they need to play off of that as well. I love that you bring up that kind of early priority between mid jungle, especially for JDG. But we've seen that this series has hinged a lot on these AD carries. Do we have thoughts on the kind of Ezreal Jhin matchup and how quickly they can get influential?
I like the Jhin this game because I think that there's plenty of damage on the rest of the comp, so you're just trying to bring control to the table. Ezreal is going to have to be really slippery and buy a lot of time and just try and avoid the Shanks Yone, because that's going to be the mission of Shanks in these fights. It's to get on and kill Ezreal. And if he takes care of that, the Lilia should take care of the rest. So I think it's a good setup for anyone's Legends. Their comp for me, it makes more sense. It's easier to play. I really favor them in this game.
Well, we're getting into game 3. Match point on the line. Grand finals in the view down the road. AL potentially being their first ever appearance in a grand finals as an organization, even back to the Rogue Warrior days. JDG trying to make good on what happened in 2024, the lack of success that team had, the no international appearance, and here we go into game number 3. Let's hear those Gios and Xian roar. You know, hey, we're in the lull. We're in game 3. It's like hump day. Everybody's take a little bit of time. They were probably getting snacks, stuff like that. Love to hear the crowd still going loud in the arena of Xian. We're seeing level 1 here. Scout. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. And Shanks gonna be the one to pick it up. Oh goodness gracious. Anyone's Legend just dealt a blow.
Yep, not the start you're hoping for here. And now anyone's Legends, it's their choice of how they want to split and play this map. Have the opportunity to swap here, and that looks like the choice it's going to make. So not contesting the potential invade from the Ezreal Braum. Very strong level 1 with the Lee Sin. Instead, going to respect it and opt for the split map.
Dude, I'm just getting recollections to their last two. Like, this man, Shanks, destroyed NIP on the Yone. 11-2 was his KDA in that last game. And it started off by him getting a couple kills here and there and just snowballing into so much.
Wow, that's really nice. Actually, really good that Alva gets the first 3 melee creeps here. He's going to take a lot of damage, but should get out. I think it's well worth it. Well played. It was denied from Maokai. Of course, he was going for the split XP, so JDG is winning on the early map XP. That said, Tarzan was actually able to come down and contest the Raptors, so not going to be an even split map here. And we'll see if Flandre is actually able to come up and support Tarzan. This is risky from Shun.
You're trying to use the speed of the Lilia to get advantage here in the jungle, and Tarzan getting the better of the trade.
This. Yeah. I don't get this from Shun at all. I think he just slowed down his clear for nothing. And
like
now it's not you can defend this.
Look how fast they are. They're just moving across the map so quickly, and now they're looking to take that 4-man that we've seen consistently in these early games towards topside.
Really don't know why Shun slowed down his game like that. As Tarzan does a nice... he's going to end up being up a camp, even though it was the split map coming out from the Lee Sin. Like, that's not a great start. That being said, start on the top side here, pretty good for anyone's Legends.
What world are we in when Jhin is proxy farming?
Well, we're in lane swap world, Mazel.
We're in lane swap. I am going to be sad when lane swaps are completely gone.
Yes!
I think as a niche strategy... No, I've never been fully against lane swaps, honestly. I think that they are interesting as a niche option. The fact that they're completely gone makes me very sad. But like in moments like it just makes like strategy feel like another level for especially teams on this caliber.
It does. And right now, I think the curious part about strategy is the fact that Alva is down XP to the Maokai. So they actually were able to kind of fix this matchup for Flandre, which is pretty good. I'd say
3 blades bot side.
Yeah, that's the one to control. Peyz is going to be accelerated, so they traded XP on the bot and support for XP in the top side. for anyone's legend. If they can continue to delay Peyz, though. Kael? Okay, not quite going to find him.
Didn't think he'd be in the dragon pit, I guess. Oh, Shun going for the mid play. Oh, that charm on the minion. That feels so bad for Scout.
Oh, that's actually really big. It's important in this draft that Ahri and Lee Sin are able to set the Yone behind, or else Yone can really be a menace. And will be the one responsible for hunting Ezreal. So the fact that that misses from Scout, he's now down a flash. Opportunity pre-6 to maybe attack.
Man, if anything, support gameplay is jumping in to deny the enemy ADC a cannon minion. You love to see it. Missing getting his own gameplay worth in this early game here. The trade's going to be pretty heavy in mid lane, though, and I'm sure they will continue. We have another minute until Grub spawn. Both teams in this series so far have been putting heavy prevalence on that Grub spawn. Dragon left out the wayside a little bit.
Yeah, first Grubs are just the strongest objective. You get a 7-minute and change window to try and chunk out plates a little bit if you do get access to these. And Tarzan doing a nice job ramping up this jungle. Will not be able to get a Raptor deny against Shun, but does have a decent item advantage and will be very quick at taking the first spawn in Grubs if he's able to do so uncontested. JDG going to have to move up some members if they do want to contest. And we do have the swap coming out from anyone's legend. Like this, the Jhin is stepping into the mid lane, whereas Shanks going to walk bot and does have TP. So once he dings 6, we'll be able to contest the Grub fight or join it if so need be. Now this is going to force Peyz up if they want to fight, and we'll give Shanks a free lane to the bot side. So opportunity for anyone's legend to stall and drop and get some free golden XP onto Shanks if they want to make that decision as well. So the setup for anyone's legend, going to give them a couple good options here. Oh, TP
it's so funny as well. I mean, this is the traditional strategy for the Yone, is just put them in the side lane. Okay, we're getting TPs both in here. From
That's a great angle from Mazel.
Oh, Kael taking half his health there.
Watch Mazel.
Shot available. Flandre. Oh, Kael tries to get the wall bang out of Peyz, but can't get it. Now he's getting low, missing as well. Trading health bars. Oh, TP coming
Char's
in.
big.
That's going to be massive. Flandre getting a little bit lower, and JDG, they found it. Reset City for Scout. We were asking when he's going to show up. Allah doing a little bit of showing up as well. Scout going for the play. Gets the cleanse out of Hope. And now JDG are stooming forward as now it's everybody falling. Missing
JDG
barely gets out with anything. And that beast I was talking about, well, it's a nice and awake one now.
I mean, JDG just super teamed their way through that fight, living on a 0 HP. Scout found a frame-perfect Q onto Kael that helped pick up a couple big kills early on to that fight, and anyone's legend just end up taking a fight that really wasn't theirs. I think, importantly enough, they didn't have 6 on their members, no 6 on Lilia, and 6 missing from a couple others. Like, Shanks wasn't able to get in, no 6 on Maokai. If Maokai arrives at this fight with level 6, this all spells the doom of JDG right off the bat, but instead, it's Kael the one getting chunked out, Peyz escaping the flash play from Kael, and then missing on the Braum. Too tanky to get through between the bonus resistances you get from the W, the Unbreakable too. Start of the fight's just disastrous from anyone's legend. Shanks was never going to get into this one. And so they're pretty much fighting a 5v4. Down strength too, and some great plays coming out from Scout. I mean, Hope, that was actually a hell of a sidestep to try and get out of this one. If he hits that Deadly Flourish, maybe picks up Lee Sin in the back half there too. But yeah, in the end, not enough. And it's going to be Dragon looking to go over JDG. 2 grubs picked up by anyone's legend, but man, disaster of a fight.
That's the kind of play I expect from a guy who has gotten back-to-back MVPs of splits back in 2023, spring and summer. These are the kind. Okay, whatever. We're going to watch that shake and run away. This guy needs to show up, and I love to see it's a start. It's not nearly the distance, but he is starting to show some of the prowess that we expect from Scout.
Really like the answer from JDG out of this too. They have the Ezreal landing into the Yone, and Yone's mid. So not able to stretch the map on a side lane. And you see Shanks, a pretty nice trade here.
Getting a little trade.
On the Peyz, but still Peyz with the press the attack. It's somewhat even.
Now you just wonder about map states. Checking back up on some of those win conditions we were talking about. Shanks obviously still sitting pretty. Nothing wrong has happened to him. He's been getting side lane gold. You're going to have to transition that into strength at some point, but AL's composition helping them in a very dead-even game, even though there's only about 1.7k lead for JDG. What do JDG need to do to continue being proactive?
I think it's just playing off of Shun and Scout. The Lee Sin Ahri, very mobile, ability to make plays. They need to keep on making plays against anyone's legend. And ideally keep on shutting down Shanks. And that's been part of the nice start here. Of course, Shanks did get that first blood, but kept out of the last fight very well by JDG and hasn't been able to really get extended in the side lane yet. As long as he is not, you know, super out of control fed, going to be okay. Does get to that Bork, will be very strong, but still some time for JDG to make plays onto the Yone and onto anyone's legend before they get a couple of these items coming in. I think that really is just going to have to happen off of Shun and Scout, because keep in mind, it's not like Missing's playing that big main engaged support that we're used to seeing out of him.
It's going to be a little bit of a different look for sure. And Shanks, you know, take a little bit of a trade with Kael right behind him here. Scout's in a bit of trouble. Let's have the Spear Rush and Flash available just in case. But yes, that definitely hurts. And even no preemptive setup around objectives or anything like that, as the Dragon had gotten taken by JDG a couple minutes ago. There is another spawn of grubs, though, so we're getting ready to hear that ding of the fight bell going, Cubby.
Scout does have his empowered TP available, so we'll see if he walks or uses it. Is going to cast that one towards bot. So from here, with grubs being 50 seconds out, it's important that Scout's able to clean this up and start rotating to help the team out.
He can't get caught, though, as Shanks is going ham, trying to get away from everything. Going to use everything to get out. Got some fancy feet, but still gets hit by the charm. Still going to burn that flash. They burned everything on Shanks, so he will not have a lot of tools available.
That is still really well played by Shanks to get out, as all those mechanics were required from him, including the flash, to get out of the Sonic Wave from the Lee Sin. If that connects, I do think that Shun is able to pick that one up in the back half. So still well played by Shanks to survive this. Onslaught, though, on bot. We do have some defense being played by anyone's legend. Deadly Flourish does go sideways from Hope. Just kind of curious how, like, which team ends up rotating towards the top side faster.
Oh, they actually followed through. They got the kick on a Tarzan. He's going to burn his flash. He's going to burn that lilting lullaby. He's going to be swinging sweet nothings to nobody as now he goes down. Shanks comes through to follow. If Shanks gets kills here, it's huge. But Scout is still gunning him down with this Ahri, man. He's had his number this game.
TP away from the grub fight, so doing a lot to try and protect this. JDG should back off this turret and start playing towards the grubs.
Looks like backs will be initiated. Flandre going to try to stop some. Does successfully stop Scouts for the time being. Pings from both sides going towards top side for that grub spawn, but we'll take a look back at this fight.
This is big. Scout burned his flash. I do think that he catches the R there, but tried to greet it and hit it with the R instead. Did guess the Q3. Really nice there. And of course, Shanks did flash out. Shun finds the Poppy, though. No steadfast presence to stop the Lee Sin. Kael did his best afterwards. And the fact that Tarzan gets the second Q off, that was really big, because that does lock down the Lee Sin and enables them to at least pick up that kill. But my eyes are actually on live at the moment, because Tarzan's back on our screen and on the grubs. JDG didn't shift up towards this one fast enough. I think that Maokai killed their tempo a little bit in the bot side. I think Scout stayed. And Scout has no TP. So JDG deciding to drop this one against anyone's legend. That was a little bit surprising.
That's 5 grubs. That's a ton of siege potential there as well with the might spawns. And now let's see if JDG want to be a little bit more proactive towards the bot side of things with the dragon spawning in less than 30 seconds. JDG looking for turret plates, though, as they will be falling in less than a minute, and try to scoop up as much of that gold as possible. And a little bit of check-in on top side as well. Allah still going to be doing side lane things, but Tarzan coming to answer with Shanks right behind him. Is the Swirl Seed to slow him down? They don't have the damage just yet, but they're trying to follow it up here with Shanks. And Allah just has to walk away, has flash. Is he going to burn it? Counter-strike, leap strike, and he's out of there.
I think the only way that Shanks might have been able to get that play is if he's able to buffer the Counter-Strike and at least E forward. He still would have been stunned, but it would have saved him a little bit of space, and then maybe you can chase through the Jax, but still had the wave coming in. Was able to get out. Does look like it's going to be the Thimblewinter Jax for Allah later on, so getting a little bit of tankiness in his kit. necessary in this game. He's going to be on tank
sure.
duties. But a big thing for me is that next base, Shanks, you got to believe that he's going to have that Bork available. And that's when he starts to get to be a menace in the side lane. That's going to make life a lot easier for anyone's Legends, because you will just have the Yone able to get strength, get power on one of the sides, and that gives you something clear to play through and play around for AL.
Shanks going to take a brunt of damage from Scout. But yeah, I mean, this has all been happening to Shanks without him even having that first item. And I think we all know what Yone can do on these item spikes. So I'm very much looking for a uptick in tempo for Shanks to be being a little bit more aggressive in the trades later on. Now, a couple different focuses. Turret goes down in bot side. Dragon going over to JDG, so it'll be second in a row for them.
It does mean feats go over to JDG too, with the tower being picked up, so that is a nice little perk. Really nice on the City Boots, getting that move speed buff on things like Ahri to help line up a charm can sometimes be the difference between hitting that or not. So, feats, nice little perk here.
They've got AL surrounded here. Is it AL surrounded or JDG surrounded? Spider-Man meme it out. See what happens. Missing gonna push Tarzan out of the jungle though, and Shun coming around the corner does mean they'll be a little bit more reluctant to continue that fight. I'll taking down the Krugs down here. Just doing what a good side lane Jax does. Taking everything he sees.
Flandre should be able to win this with the Q magic damage buff.
Maokai or Fisherman? Who's gonna get it? Nobody. We're just gonna watch the Krug do more damage. Okay, well, Allah actually got it in.
That's an oopsie though.
Okay, he got it. He got it. I'm just saying the observers wanted Flandre to miss that one.
Yeah, you know, you root for the -1s. It's good for content. It's not if you're a fan of the teams.
They really wanted to get a directed cam shot going, but unfortunately, he did not.
I think they need to zoom in the player cam when they miss a cannon. We just need that like.
See
tiny,
the eye twitch.
It's the only way we get to see the minuscule, twitch of like, oh crap, I just missed 90 gold.
All right, we got first items everywhere. And a lot of damage left on the table now as well. Tarzan going to try to block out this blue buff. Does end up taking that one. The Herald had already been started up by JDG and already taken by them too. So continuing this neutral objective dominance besides those grub takes. AL scrambling, try to find a defense on top side. Not going to find much of it.
AL do have 5 grubs, and this Bork Yone, it is finished. So you got to believe that the play is to at least fix lanes and then play into Yone if you are anyone's Legend. I think the JDG has done a nice job of defending this so far. It does help that Scout has a bit of an individual lead on the Shanks, as the Buckler is going to take a nice little magical journey.
Oh my god, it went back!
Wait, it does? Where'd it bounce back to?
I don't know. I want to find it. Observer, where is it? We're gonna find it. Where'd it go? I don't see it on the map. Maybe he already took it. He's gonna tell. He got away with it right in front of this.
I mean, to be fair, I think that's the only way he gets out of that one, quite frankly. So well played by Kael.
He did have flash, but yeah,
escaped a bit of danger.
Want to try to bird that one?
Yeah.
Well, we see the map state now, trying to see exactly what comes next for both teams. Still a while for those objectives for either side of things, and that's where we can take stock a little bit about what this game can set up to be.
Maokai's trapped. They're rotating from the Maokai. That's W down.
I think Flandre is in trouble. Flash. He has TP. Maybe he's going to try to do it from the bush. No, they are just signaling they want to fight. Blade of the Ruin King. Let's go, baby. Tarzan finds the flank. Lilting Lullaby. And Shanks comes in over top. Haymaker, baby, as the turret takes him down. No! He's gone! And JDG have turned nothing into something. Curtain call goes wide, and JDG turned it on Shanks and Flandre.
Scout was top with no TP. I think that's why they took the play. And now Allah's TPing back. Hope.
Oh my goodness. The keeper's verdict channeled up. Who's it going to hit? Allah does get knocked away as he counter-strikes the air. JDG still come away with a masterful turnaround of that play.
That's top outer gone. Scout was able to pick that up as the rest of the map is being played out. 4v3. Big win for JDG. And the big key was that Shanks got CC locked after that Tempered Fate.
I mean, the fact that he just gets completely locked out, and now we're actually watching the back-end play of this one missing, makes a little bit of a mistake there and ends up giving a kill over to Hope.
Sadly, not the first time that Missing's been caught pissing himself on the map, but, you know, I'm going to move on from there.
Take a look at this one.
Yeah, so again, Scout, he has no TP in the top side. I think that's what is the trigger for anyone's Legend to be like, okay, we're going to TP in and try and take this one. And the start's good. This is a good setup from Tarzan into the ult from Shanks. Lines it up, too, after the Bramble Smash. But the big key was that Shanks got CC locked. So when Ada is able to connect to the Counter-Strike, he gets taken down. He cannot snap back. That means that the damage that would have gone on to Ala also is neutralized. The body blocking then came in to make sure Hope couldn't polish him off with the 4th shot. So JDG just went out cross-map with Scout, or being the one man on the map, not at that fight, and able to take top for free.
A lot of gold given over. JDG about 4,000 gold up now. We'll see if JDG can turn this into a win. Now, that's dangerous grasp used. That's a big catch out.
That's a Braum.
They are trying to catch Missing yet again. And unfortunately, 2 times in a row, he will go down. So this is a 4v5 now in favor of anyone's Legend if they want to go ahead and try and take this dragon. Would be a first one for them. A Scout is playing in a bush with wards, and he's just going down, completely trounced there, as it's down for the count for the Ahri. And now AL just going to take what they were given and get this dragon. Hope playing with fire here on the Shun, but can't do it.
Poppy diff. The fact that Kael was just able to flash with a steadfast presence, find the execute on the Scout's Ahri. It's a freebie. It's the strength of Poppy against a champion like that, right? You don't have the escape if you're not able to react to the flash and get out. Scout unable to. Will be objectives pressured by JDG. It's not like that dragon was taken for free. Top inner does fall. Rift nearly crashes and destroys the mid inner. And they're going to use the push they had off the waves to actually start the Otacon. Anyone's Legends, they've yet to respond to it, but I think Missing's a bit of a giveaway. They're going to start moving their way up north, and it will just be tempo loss for JDG. They can't stick to the objective.
That is brutal as well. Trying to take advantage of the map state they were in. A little bit of that advantage they had. Faltering just a little bit. This is a much more even game. It feels like then maybe this little bit of a lead JDG has shows on paper. We're going to take a look back at that last fight.
Again, I mean, as we take inventory here, Missing gets caught by the Deadly Flourish, and then he has no sums. So I think Missing, if he wants to protect himself there, he has to R the Maokai before he gets in range to Twisted Advance him. It's the only way that he would have bought enough space to get out. And then, of course, as you highlighted, Mazel, Scout is on a ward that's not spotted. So Kael, guaranteed access to that play with the popping of the W, the flash, the E, gets the wall bang, gets the shutdown on the Shanks, who now has that completed shield bow to add to his strength as well.
We're getting closer and closer to that 3-item spike for Shanks, where he will just become God among men on this Summoner's Rift game. As now Flandre looking to be the preemptive warding, at least with those saplings for the team. Gonna need to use that utility here, because the biggest worry right now for anyone's Legend is them getting picked apart at the seams across the map. There's so much side lane pressure now with Ala, and you're not going to have much of a response there for them just yet, as we did get Fimbulwinter completed there for Flandre too.
I think this is where Maokai is so nice, though. Of course, the saplings provide the scouting, but also, what truly kills Maokai this game? Jax is probably the best person that does it, but with the Fimbulwinter build, I think Bramble Smash is enough to at least keep him at bay and buy some time. Ahri and Ezreal sure as hell aren't doing it. And the treads feel really nice this game as well. Being frontline, it helps you with just deal with the CC that can come out from the Maokai, or the Braum that's guaranteed onto the Maokai. And then the Ahri too. I think it's just, Maokai gets a lot of value this game. And the Lilia has finally started to out-ramp. The Lee Sin is missing, getting caught yet again.
Gonna pop the Glacial Fissure.
That's the R.
Curtain Call comes out. He can't tank that one. Lilting Lullaby. There he goes. Shanks gonna commit that Fate Seal to take him down. Nothing else gonna come of it from that, but our Atacon is up on the top side of the map as well. JDG are gonna be missing.
Just not paying any respect to the Maokai, the Lilia. Like, these slows and the ability to just kind of close the gap onto Braum. Again, his CC is not instant. He needs help. He needs teammates. And the last couple of times, he's been playing too far up. So some good picks coming out here from anyone's Legend. Just getting a little bit of gold back. Some of their carries buying themselves a little bit of time on the map to at least help reset things in their favor. And again, this game state, I think as you highlighted, Mazel, yes, JDG has the lead on the scoreboard, but given the drafts, the comps we have, this game feels even right now.
Wouldn't have it any other way in an upper finals clash for a ticket to the grand finals. And I know both teams it means a lot to. We already talked about JDG's kind of redemption run, but AL on the verge of success for this organization for the first time. At the backs of mercenary Tarzan, who just seemingly has the stuff to get teams to these kinds of positions, I guess. We'll be taking a look at AL moving towards top side, try to push out JDG's advance into their jungle. Scout is just dead. Shanks, Giga Gap Scout. He's gone, and now AL have the advantage.
That was a hella good chunk. I thought it was just a chunk. Instead, that's his life, and that Scout, he has TP maybe when he spawns. It's coming off cooldown, but that's 30 seconds with no mid laner. Baron spawning, but they're already on the Otacon.
I mean, they could go from the Atacon into the Baron if they want to. That is one of the biggest fumbles I've ever seen. And right before it all happens, Atacon is now the focus. TP coming in. Can JDG make up for this? Keeper's Verdict goes through. Look at Shun.
Kael.
He's trying to get in there. He's locked out. So much CC onto him. He tries to get back in, but he goes in and goes down. That's the Atacon GA for AL. And they are just going to take Missing out once again. Add him to the tally board as Ala goes for a 3-man. But he's starting to get some of these Atacon GAs. Oh, Fate Shield goes wide, but he still is going to kill Peyz. Peyz is gone. That's 673 smackaroos right to Shanks. Going back in is trying to get something to Scout and all of these solo laners that we said were so pivotal for their teams. And they will pick up the stragglers here, but the damage has been done.
Flandre is going to walk his way out. Still has the Otacon, but that's a lot of gold that went back into the pockets of anyone's legend. Cutting that gold deficit to 1.5K. And giving themselves control over the Rift before this upcoming Dragon 2 can even the score there and prevent another soul point, as we might have a fight right on after. But the setup from anyone's legend and just JDG, again, they don't have great trigger pull with this comp. It's got to be Ahri, Lee Sin, or Braum finding the engages. That's not as sound, not as clean as what anyone's legend has with the Maokai, with the Poppy. I think that's been a big difference maker, as the setup for Shanks has been so sound in these fights. And we'll see if they can find another one with the objective being started. Kael.
Dude, this Poppy pick is the bane of all of JDG's existence. Every single one of them has something that the Steadfast Presence can stun them on. And Kael, the performance of a lifetime here, as he has been one of the most solid members of anyone's legend. We'll see him continue to do so as they get the stop on Missing. Oh my god. They still have one of the GAs available to them as well, and Missing goes down. They're going to transition this straight into a Baron, and AL have taken the lead for the first time here.
And you're so vulnerable as Braum going up against a Lilia and a Maokai, and Missing is just paying absolutely zero respect to this. He's just walking in and dying for all these fights. Baron has been started. Flandre is the one that's trying to zone. Scout gets out of the Deadly Flourish. Flandre still has the Otacon. Revive up.
Okay, well, they do end up getting that one.
He has no TP.
Look at the True Shot Barrage onto a couple members here. Try to get a little bit of a stop.
I was going to stick it.
Okay, he's got the Baron Empowered Recall, so it doesn't matter. He is out of there, so multi-big objectives gained by anyone's legend.
I mean, control the game gained by anyone's legend off the back of that play. Again, I mean, we're going to go way back in time. Shanks with a solo Boldo on the Scout. He just has enough here, I guess. Good combo. So. Squeezed in a couple autos, the Qs, making sure these max and everything out. No cancels in there, so that's clean. Speaking of cancels, though, Shun, it's pretty hard playing Lee Sin into the Poppy, my friend. I mean, does his best to get back into the pit with this Sonic Wave, but the Otacon falls before. Gets taken out, and like these fights for JDG, it was a game where they had leads. They were up 4K at one point, but just never really able to get in to the game because their fights, they haven't had a fight that's better, and their team fight's so much harder to execute. I think it's just really tough for JDG. Lilia is just abusing their composition with Maokai in the back half.
Oh my god, we go back to live. They've got a TP coming. Lilting Lullaby to follow it up. They've got the curtain open. Tarzan was looking for an entrance, but then Nature's Grasp also used by AL. That's a lot of tools down. They've got Allah, who is looking for a side fight into the back line, going for the Counter-Strike early. JDG feeling a little bit more confident now as the health bars for AL are struggling. There's still the Baron push to deal with, though, and the mid lane turret is worse for wear. Shun is forced out of the fight. The Glacial Fissure is just used into there, and they're trying to find a little bit of defense on the scene. Shun goes in. Shun is gone. Nothing else matters. You've lost a major engage for your team, and you have to play on the defensive for JDG.
I mean, you went on the Maokai. Guess what? You got Twisted Advanced. The damage is nulled, and Maokai lives. So JDG, again, just continue to fall on the back foot. Shanks going to burn his heart to try and chunk Peyz.
If that's
does
World
so
Seed
successfully.
Hits, Peyz is dead.
Yeah, that's going to be another turret falling. As, again, just the comp for anyone's legend, it's just rolling over JDG later on. The ability for this front line, the Maokai and the Poppy with the Lilia, there isn't a way for the front line of JDG to really interact with the front line of anyone's legend. Nothing can shut down the Lilia right off the bat. It has to be like a Counter-Strike flash or a Charm flash from JDG. If not, Lilia gets to run rampant. Also, the Maokai, just dealing with the Lee Sin and the assist with the Lilia, with the Poppy to just lock down these targets and just make it really easy for the front line of anyone's legend to set up. This game's been too easy for AL. I do not like the draft that JDG had in this one. I feel like they didn't really have a true win con to get through this game, and I think that this is not the game for Braum. You really need main engage or just something to threaten, like even a Blitzcrank here, just to try and threaten or pick Lilia. Braum cannot do that against Lilia, and Lilia's been able to just run free. It's been really hard.
Shanks on 3.5 items now. I mean, we said it from the beginning. It was a major point for me going to this series. Draft matters so much between these two teams. The mechanical skill level, I'd say they're about even there. But when it comes to draft, what tools you have for yourself, it matters so much. And AL just getting the better of JDG across 3 games. Yes, JDG came back in game 2. They got that win, but AL have looked dominant. Now they've got JDG backs against the wall on this bottom side here. You've got massive item spikes for both carries and Shanks and Hope, and all the utility you could ask for to push forward. Okay, we're just going to go again. Send the kitty cats.
That's at least
like the most least threatening.
Dude, honestly, I like that one. We just send the kitty cats at the cat tower. We just get to all have a ball. They
all
take
get
it down.
to have a good time. It's like going to a cat cafe. Except this one may be a little bit dark and scary for JDG. I don't know. Maybe it's a terror cat cafe. Yeah, that's like a whole nother niche. It could be like a horror cat cafe. Somebody needs to do that for Halloween. That's all I'm saying.
None of them are declawed. Good luck.
Oh, no. They're normal cats in a room that haven't been declawed. Have fun. Let's see what happens. And somebody's dressed up as Meowkai. We did just get the Lord Doms completed for Hope, so going for more of that tank shredding ability. We're getting this comp to a state of just unkillableness.
I think this one's wrapped, man.
It's so hard.
It's got to be such a massive misplay from anyone's legend to get out of it, get themselves, grasping defeat from the jaws of victory in this game. I think that if you are JDG, it has to come off of a hero kick or a hero charm from Shun or Scout, who just weren't able to get the game going as fast as they needed it to be. Ava is strong and can break the Yone later on, but I just don't think that it's enough. And there should be enough control in the fight. It's going to need like a really big engage, a really big opener to the fight from either Shun or Scout.
There's certain things. Yeah, there's like certain things that go perfectly picture perfect right, that JDG can find ways into it. It doesn't start by getting ulted in the side lane and dying to a jungle Lilia. Oh, God. Oh, no. Come on, get over the wall. Oh, Kael, stop him. Oh, my God. Poppy is literally Exodia in this composition, and it's over. That's all I'm going to say. Kael had the trump card to JDG, and there's just nothing they can do about it.
And making sure that no one's able to hop, skip, or jump anywhere as long as this Poppy and Steadfast presence is on the map. As Kael has been a Steadfast Thorn in JDG's side this game. Again, the Poppy, we saw that at R5 as well. We're like,
we're just
why
like,
was I talking about Rel? Why was I wasting time talking about Rel in this Poppy?
It was a ban, but now we're in the Baron pit now, and should maybe 5th time's the charm? Can he steal it? Can he do it? He's immediately pushed out of the pit, and that's another objective for anyone's legend.
Like how disciplined AL were with their tools. Just use the Nature's Grass, use the Keeper's Verdict, even if it doesn't connect. It was bought enough time to get Shun out of there. Speaking of buying enough time to get out of there, Shanks actually might be in trouble.
No. Scout looking for an angle with the charm. Has that Spirit Rush. Going to pop
Shanks
it
flashed.
there. Tarzan trying to block off a lot of the damage. My God, Hope. That was one shot from an opening barrage. Doing a chunk of Scout's health. So Hope also bringing up the back end of the damage profile here with that Lord Doms.
Yeah, I mean, Jin gets to late game, and those 4th shots, they do hit pretty hard. You need one there. It's not like Hope. It's not like Jin's worthless when he gets super late. Just a little bit of a different damage pattern than other ADs.
It's got a cleanup specialist.
I mean, late game Jin's actually really slept on. Like, your auto attacks just hit like bricks.
Because everybody is unsuspecting of the little Jin.
Well, yeah, it's your passive's kind of nice for making sure that your bullets are a little bit thicker than most, too. But
some thick bullets, Cubby. I like that. I don't think I've ever heard that in my life, but I like thick bullets, all right?
I mean, they got to take longer to shoot for some reason, man. They hit pretty hard.
Just imagine a customized revolver for him. Now, we take a look at that initial play on bot side here.
I mean, Tarzan just utilizing Lilia pretty well. You stack enough move speed where no matter what Jax does, can't get to you, and then Lilia just shreds you over time. And that's the steadfast presence
that's
of...
so dirty.
Dude, we sent Kael over... We, sent the wrong person skydiving there. It was Kael instead of the Jax, you know?
He's allowed to move. Allah not allowed.
Yeah, it's supposed to bouncy house into the water.
So let's take a look here, Cubby. That's a GA, by the way, for Shanks. He is almost full build. Has the Quicksilver Sash in hand. Allah getting closer to his 4th item. We are getting to that point for JDG. But Shun can't get caught. Like, how is this rinse and repeat every time? No, he couldn't get the Hex Tech portal. He'll just fall. And it's Kael, of all people, that takes the kill there. Now AL looking to use this movement speed. Is that the flash? No, it's Bambi coming from the jungle here. Peyz trying to stave off them on Missing, but Missing just goes down to the shot from Hope. And now Peyz has overextended himself. He's trying to get away. No! Oh, you can't be doing that. You just doomed yourself as he's going down. Flandre takes the kill. And now Shanks is chasing down Scout. Fate sealed, wall bang, and Kael looking to get another one in the market of tallies of kills he's had. And Hope is putting him down as now Allah is in a 1v5. He got one back, but it's too little, too late. And AL, they slowly but surely take down the last gasp effort of JDG. And AL are looking to put themselves one game away from history for the organization. It's off the back of Tarzan, it's off the back of Hope, and it's off the back of these legends being everything. Game 2 to anyone's legend, and now it's 2-1 over JDG.
When we came into the series, I said that it was going to be anyone's legend 3-0 because of how much better their jungle support duo was playing than JDG. I think that Lee Sin Braum, I mean, I don't like that pairing. I think it's hard to play in that draft going up against stuff like Poppy Lilia. But Missing and Shun just got completely outplayed as that game went on. I mean, the entire game was being dictated by Tarzan, by Kael on this Poppy, and just slowing down the game to at least get to a point where they had enough items where they could start to feel like they got their fight online. Once that happened, it was all anyone's legend. The only fight that didn't go their way was the one where Shanks wasn't able to get back to his original, I think his E, and he got CC locked under the tower. After that, it was all them. So I really feel like that draft, there wasn't a lot that JDG could do in that game to come back. I think it was a much stronger draft from anyone's legend, but still, Shun and Missing, we keep on seeing games where these guys are just invisible. And I think we really saw that in that game.
It's very unfortunate as well when we've had some high highs from both guys. I mean, again, Missing the guy they stuck around with, but Shun even having some bright moments with a lot of bad. But you can't walk away from series like this and see some of these bad moments and say that everything's going to be okay. And I think AL taking full advantage of that. And that's what I want to super zoom in and focus on. AL's drafts have been killer. I mean, we know them to have good drafts. They've had good drafts all split long, but it feels unplayable in a lot of these situations. It feels like that bar of execution is so easily reached with what they've got going for them. And yes, Fearless makes that difficult moving forward, but AL just have the preparation and the number of JDG.
I just don't think that their champions get to do anything into Maokai Poppy. I thought the Maokai, taking that on 3 with just the Jax showing with the Ezreal was already such a smart pick just to lock down your top side. And then how did Poppy make it all the way through that draft, man? Like, you're playing Lee Sin, Ahri, Jax, and we don't ban the Poppy, especially in Game 3 where a lot of the powerful supports are already missing. I was spending so much time talking about Rel being the last big engaged support. And I think, I'm like, oh, Rel, Lily, Leone, like, that sounds good too. But
because it had been banned the other games, I'll give you that, all right?
Yeah. Like, if I'm taking Poppy into that top side, like, oh my God, that feels so good. And we saw both Maokai and Poppy interact so well with that comp on so many different occasions. Lilia couldn't be picked in the sense, like, if you play against Lilia, you have to pick her. You have to take her out of the fight before she ramps up. There weren't tools that were available to do that for JDG past the 15-minute mark. So JDG's comp did really struggle as that game went on. And props to AL for at least playing slow enough to get to the point where it felt like their draft was pretty unlosable.
I just have to say, what the addition of just 2 players does for an organization, for a team, but not only that, when it's Flandre and Tarzan, who are the guys that come in, like mercenaries coming from abroad, coming into this team. I mean, these bot trio, this was a team that was building themselves up slowly. Last year, we were actually seeing some good things from Anyone's Legend, but the immediate flop over to being one of the best teams in the LPL with the addition of Flandre and Tarzan, the flexibility it gives you in the draft, the style of play in-game that it gives you. It has been a wonder to watch. And they're just buffing up what was already there, Cubby. That's the biggest thing here. Is it still Hope and Shanks who are hard carrying? Kael having hell of a performance across all of his series pretty much. But the addition of Tarzan and Flandre levels them up that much further.
Yeah, it just feels like the top side is pretty stable for AL, and it enables more moments where we do see good moments from Shanks and Hope, which we've seen a pretty good amount of today. I think Shanks still playing really well. Game 1 from Shanks on the rise. He was a baller. This game on the Yone, this is a bit of an oopsie, but I mean, he just didn't snap back soon enough, right? It's not like the setup was there. It was pretty sound. Overall, I mean, you highlighted the first pick Yone being an option here. It's just to deny from Scout and play for Shanks. And yeah, Anyone's Legend made really good use of it. We'll see if they can win an expected red side game for game 4 to put this one away early. But I mean, Shanks was a massive difference maker. That solo kill really opened things up for Anyone's Legend and got the game rolling to the point where you couldn't come back from it. And you're going to see as these fights roll on how tough it is for the JDG frontline to just interact with Anyone's Legend. Just not a lot of options for them here. As well as, you can see Missing just getting farmed for the back half of the game. That's fun times.
Multiple times. I mean, both Shun and Missing were like 0-5.
He got absolutely farmed as the Braum, and it's fine,
It was very, very tough to watch for sure. And you have to remember with this series, JDG still have a second life, AL still have a second life. But BLG and Top Esports are waiting down there in that lower bracket. You do not want to be a part of that mess. You do not want to be on that. And you just love it. As as your Braum accolades would say, you're just having a good time going over this one, huh?
It's just, he just got farmed. I don't know what else to say, man. That pick was so utterly useless this game. And the way it was played was also so utterly useless this game. Braum had no value. It was a bad pick.
Yeah. I think that there could have been other options. I think it just was difficult as well the way it got executed. But that's where we can talk about the positives here. Maybe not JDG so much, but AL, who are on match point. And now we have to think who would have gotten MVP in this one. If it's not Shanks, I don't know what to say. I mean, Kael deserves a lot of shout out there, but I think you're going with like the glitz. I would love for it to be the Kael one, but I think the glitz and glam is that it was Shanks winning the fight.
No, it's probably Tarzan.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
I'd
If
give it to
Kael doesn't
Kael,
get
but I
it,
think
I'd
it's
be
Tarzan.
sad.
Yeah.
I mean, those
Hearing the
like,
music.
Yes.
Yeah, Kael! Dude, the LPL player of the games are so much more based than LCK. Like, the Keck W media votes are, like, actually a real thing over there, which is a lovable joke, because they always do. But there are a lot more times where I sit here and I'm like, okay, we got it right. Props to Kael. The Poppy pick was huge that game. It made JDG's comp so much more unplayable.
Yeah, it did.
And yeah, Kael had a really solid performance, so props to him.
He did. Congratulations. That actually is super hype that Kael gets it. Well, JDG need answers. They got to figure out something. They're going to be on blue side. They have some options to go. We've seen strength from this team before, but they do not want to go down to that lower bracket. And there is one game away from anyone's legend booking that grand finals ticket for the first time. We're going to send it away to a little break. We'll be back after that for game number 4.